Hello, everyone. I welcome you to another podcast series. In our episode today, I would like to speak with you about self care. This is often a very misunderstood concept. Sometimes, when I reach out to my clients, when I request them to indulge in self care, or maybe sometimes I even check on how well they are doing on their self. The misconception, the misunderstood uh, concept behind self-care is to be selfish or to be a bit more self-centered. And these terms, being selfish or being self-centered, are always taken into negative connotation. And the reason why, maybe when you talk about self-care, people think it's like you start to get more focus on yourself, which is actually not the case. And it is not negative. In fact, it is one of the best things one could do to indulge in for your own personal growth and development. If you have ever taken an air flight, you may have had experienced this, that during the demonstration that the air crew present to the people in case of an emergency landing or in case there's turbulence, the first thing they say that if there is a low oxygen level in the atmosphere, the mask automatically comes down, and the first instruction given is that we first wear the mask and then we help others, which does not mean that you become selfish or self-centered. This is just an example which actually teaches that self-care begins with self, and it's not about being selfish or self-centered. It is actually about first getting into a position where then by which we have enough power, enough energy, so that we are can be of help and of use to others. If we ourselves neglect ourselves, it's not at all easy to take care of others. And we all have dependents in our life, including our children, our family, our extended family. So self-care is more of, in a way, equipping you to not just take care of yourself, but also in a way take care of your family. Because if you are healthy, you are being taken care of, the rest others are being taken care of. So friends, today in this given podcast, I would like to share with you a very simple technique. This will help you to begin with understanding your own self and understanding the gaps, plus coming up with goals so that you can be in a better position to take care of yourself. Now, many people wonder, when we talk so much about self-care, I mean, where exactly do I start? What is it that I should be doing? So to address this question, I came up with this very simple technique. What you need to do is, self-care, you divide it into two categories. One, physical, that's your body, and second, psychological, which is your mind. Now, within these two categories, you can give yourself a score of, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being a low score and 5 being a high score. You can do this exercise at the beginning of a month. You can do it every 6 months. You can do it annually, whichever way is convenient to you. Now, when you categorize this, ask yourself, physically, how well are you doing on a scale of 1 to 5? If you are somewhere around 5, meaning you're doing really well, which ideally should be your score, it's really, I mean, you should continue as is. But if you are coming at 3 or even below that, which means there are some gaps. So think, pause, and give yourself a score. First, to the category of being physical, it's all about your body. So do you really think you're satisfied with the way your health is right now, your weight, your energy levels? Do you get adequate sleep? Do you eat the right food? I hope you don't binge eat, you don't indulge in junk food. And also that you have a, instead of a sedentary lifestyle, you have a very healthy one, which means you wake up on time, you're quite organized. So all of this contribute to you getting a high score. But if these things are missing, which means you are either somewhere in the middle or at a low point. Similarly, now give yourself a score for the second category, which is psychological. Now, in this, again, think about your mental state of mind. How is it? Do you feel confused, anxious, stressed? Do you worry a lot? Do you indulge in worry behavior? Are there certain things or certain emotions where you feel you need to really regulate your emotions? Are you very, very reactive, or there are times where you don't react at all, even where you're supposed to? So any of these is actually an indication that there's something somewhere you need help, or there are gaps. But if in case you hold a positive outlook, you don't need any help, you are quite control of yourself, you're quite self-aware, you are emotionally intelligent, you can manage your emotions well, you understand people, you enjoy very strong healthy relations, all of these are an indication that you're also doing really well here. So friends, give yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being a high and 1 being a low, in both the categories physical and psychological. Now, basis on your score, think what will it be, or what you need to do actually to make it go to the ideal high score. Obviously, we all have gaps, but you are the best person to know how exactly you're scoring today, where exactly are the gaps, and then try and build goals around it. So, for physical, if somebody is willing to lose weight, be realistic and think how best can you lose your weight. And in psychological, if there is something really pestering you for a very long time, I think there's no shame in seeking help. So reach out. Therapy could be one. Seek a life coach, or talk to a counselor, or just simply journal it, write it down, or maybe confide in a friend or a confidant, wherever, whichever way you feel convenient. So this is one of the very, very effective ways where you can begin to self-care. And friends, I hope you have found this technique very useful. And I'm sure you're going to try this out in your life, because I do it most of the time, because it just doesn't give me a score. It tells me where the gap is, and it exactly points it out, and then I work towards it. And that's exactly what would lead you to your personal growth and development. So I'm sure you would find it equally useful the way I did. Thank you so much. Thank you for being my audience. And I'll talk to you soon in our next upcoming podcast series. Thank you.